Hello and welcome to Sunnyside Crochet. Today we will learn how to add a rib stitch to the edge of a project. Now, the rib stitch, to me anyway, just seems to give a project just a nice finished edge to your wearables. I used it in my blanket shrug, and Dolly here loves to show hers off, and I do have plans to use it again. Eventually, I have a few other projects in the works to use the rib stitch on the edging again. I just love it. It stretches with you, it helps your wearables move with you, and it just really works out. So we will start off with a finished edge, and right now we're just going to use my example from the star stitch. But this is why I like working in the back loops of my foundation chains, because it gives you that finished edge already to work with. So this just makes it so much easier. So you will need an odd number of chains or stitches to work with, but it's pretty easy to fudge. Usually you can make it work where you joined it. Usually you have that on the underside of a sleeve anyway. No one's going to notice unless you point it out, trust me. So what we're going to do is we will slip stitch right here in the end. And if you're looking at my star stitch blanket shrug, I actually started in the middle of the bottom of the shrug. I mean, you really can't tell where I joined it. Here's Dolly's, and I joined it right there. So it's really not noticeable. The only reason I know where it is because I did it. So we will chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we are just going to single crochet in the back of that chain. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you notice I am working from the right side of the star stitch, not the back side. I just like the way this looks going this way. Okay, so we are going to slip stitch in the next 2 stitches on the main part of our wearable here. So there's 2, and we're going to turn. Now when we turn, we are going to work in the back loops of that first single crochet row. So we're going to single crochet 5 again, only in the back loops. 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1 and turn, and that's our first stitch. So that was 1, and remember in the back loops there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and we will slip stitch 2 again in the main part of our project here. And we'll turn, and again working in the back loops. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 again. Chain 1 and turn. We already have 1, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, go again. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now where I joined in Dolly's shrug isn't very noticeable because I used a solid color in the ribbing on there. On the big blanket shrug that I did, it's a little more noticeable because I used an ombre yarn, and where it joined, because it was red and black, when I started the ombre yarn it was red, and when I finished it was black. So it's a little noticeable, but it kind of gives it a neat look, so I didn't really mind it that much. That, and with the star stitch, I can flip top and bottom, so I can cover it with my hair, so it's not a big deal. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch 2 again. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now joining these. I'm going to turn this way. And we are going to work in the top outside loops of that last stitch. So for the first one, we are just going to slip stitch and pull through. The next one, we're going to pick up the outside loop out of both end stitches, and we're just going to pull through. Outside loop, yarn over and pull through, outside loop, yarn over and pull through, and outside loop, yarn over, pull through, and this is where you would tie it off, but look at that. Now, unless you pointed that out to somebody, they would never ever notice that your joining stitch was right there. So I hope that this stitch and this hack helped you out and that you enjoyed doing this as much as I did. And if you have, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. And please be sure to check out sunnysidecrochet.com for more great ideas. Have a great day, and as always, happy hooking!